Where did I leave the book? I'm just coming, friends. So today's topic is emotion. আমি ততক্ষণে আমার নোটবুকটা নিয়ে আসি যেখানে আমি কিছু পয়েন্টস লিখেছিলাম. And by that time, just think, what is emotion? What does emotion mean to you? No, Afsanji, we have not yet started the meditation. We first start with journaling. So till now, we just did journaling. Okay. So now we will be starting with the topic of emotion and then we will start with the meditation. So think about, give me an answer about what does emotion mean to you and how does this affect your life. Everybody should be ready with an answer. যে ইমোশনটা কি তোমার জন্য আর এটা তোমার জীবনে কিভাবে এফেক্ট করে. ওকে, I'm coming. Yes. Yes, what does it mean to you? Emotions. And how does it affect our lives? And what is emotion actually?
ইমোশন আমি বুঝতে পারি যে মনের বহিঃপ্রকাশ। অনেক সময় ফিজিক্যালি হয়, কোনো সময় রাগ বের হয়, কোনো সময় লোক আনন্দিত হয়, বিভিন্ন ধরনের বহিঃপ্রকাশ হয়।
इमोशन, अफसान जी, इमोशन को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? ইমোশন को
আবেগ
না, ওটা তো বাংলা, হিন্দি
সরি
আবেগ তো বুঝলাম, বাট হিন্দি में okay, whatever it is, but you know, understood, right? What is emotion? And Monica Bodhi has also explained it. Yes, Bahir Prakash, how we express. Yes, Afsanji, you want to share?
Yeah, 1 minute, huh? Just 1 minute.
Okay, so first of all, there are so many ways of understanding emotions, friends. Most of the problem in our lives is because we take our emotions too seriously. We take our mind and our emotions too seriously. Okay, first of all, we have to understand that I am not my mind, I am not my emotions. They are there in my life, but they are not me. Okay, you have to separate yourself from the mind, you have to separate yourself from the emotion. Jodi, the moment we start thinking that this my emotions and me, my mind is me. That's why, in the beginning of a week, I used to start, I start the first meditation. um, Bhavana, yes, Swagata, Bhavana. So the first thing that I used to do is that the meditation of Sadhguru. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. And I used to add on to it saying that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not even my emotions. I used to say that please add this as well, because otherwise we take our emotions too seriously. I will go very deep till we start our abundance program, which is from 15th of June. Before that, I will be taking mostly small topics on emotions. And chota chota hum kyun ja rahe? Taki na every day hum samjhe. Even ego, I could have gone in one shot explaining the whole of ego. लेकिन क्या हो रहा है? It is not easy for a person to remember, apply. जो भी सीख रहे हो उसको apply करो ना. सुन के क्या फायदा अगर apply ही नहीं कर पाते हो, right? That's why I'm going in small chunks so that whatever you are learning, you understand. Yesterday, what we spoke about ego. Ego wants to compare, ego wants to put somebody down, and then when you are, yes, Afsanji, you said something.
Self-esteem, ego. That comes to self-esteem.
No. Self-esteem is totally different thing. Self-esteem is a good thing, but ego is not good. Ego
Yeah.
is neither good and bad, but we need to be aware of it. ओके
Okay.
नहीं तो ईगो हम लोगों को खत्म कर देता है. ईगो पे मैं क्यों क्लास ले रही हूँ? Because हम ego is a totally different. It wants to find identity, it wants to put others down to feel better, it wants to compare. All these things comes from ego.
Okay.
And a lot of emotional suffering also comes from ego. So learning ego is actually also part of understanding how to balance our emotions. क्योंकि हम जब when as for example when there will be a challenge in the mind, when I'm trying to compare with somebody, when I'm feeling bad, when I'm having self pity for myself कि उसके पास इतना है मेरे पास नहीं है, when you are aware uh, and you remember those studies, oh संजुक्ता said talked about it that ये ईगो का खेल है, तो मैं इस खेल में नहीं जाऊंगी, तो नहीं जाऊंगी करते करते तो you are actually about to go into depression, but you will not go into because you know that this is the play of the ego. Hmm? So then क्या होगा, we will start getting emotionally balanced. So understanding in ego also helps us to get into emotional balance. That is why also I took the topic of ego, all about bringing into emotional balance. Today I will talk in another way how to bring emotional balance. So friends, Louis Hay, she's a beautiful, I always spoke, many times I spoke about her and her beautiful work. And she says that the biggest wound that we give to ourselves, yeah, no, ego is not criticize also. Ego is, having an identity and that making a mountain out of a mole of that identity is ego. And I'm attaching too much to that identity is also ego. Okay. So what we do is that, friends, that now today we are,
Self-esteem,
huh?
sorry, self-importance, ego na?
Self-love is very good, but self-importance, when it goes, it feels good, right? Somebody gives you importance, it's good. You don't like it, somebody tells you that, oh,
Hmm.
you're so nice and everything, but if you take it to your head, then it is ego. When you
Hmm.
attach your identity to it, ego is not good bad, it is to be aware of it. Okay, it is to be very aware of it, that okay, it's an ego, it's a play of the ego. hmm? Then I will not get, if somebody is self-importance, मैं ऐसी हूँ and all these things, it's good, you know that you're good in something. But if you say you get too attached to that identity, and some days that identity gets snatched away and you get upset, that means you were too much affected by the ego. Okay, yes, Anandita.
কখনো যদি এরকম মনে হয় কোনো একটি ব্যক্তি যে একটু বেশি অ্যাটাচ হওয়ার চেষ্টা করছে, এবং
Hmm.
আমি তাকে কোনো কিছু কোনোভাবে হয়তো ডিরেক্টলি কখনো কোনো কিছু বলা যায় না, এবং তাকে বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করছি যে হ্যাঁ আমি তোমাকে রেসপেক্ট করি, কিন্তু একটা
Hmm.
সার্টেন ডিস্টেন্স রাখো। এবং
Hmm.
সেটা বোঝাতে গিয়ে এমন কিছু কাজ আমাকে কখনো কখনো করতে হয় যেটাতে আহ, যে বোঝাচ্ছি যে হ্যাঁ আমাদের মধ্যে একটা তফাৎ রয়েছে এবং এই তফাৎটা থাকবে, এটা বোঝো।
Hmm.
বোঝানোর জন্য যেটা করতে হয় সেটা অনেক সময় আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে হ্যাঁ বোধহয় এটা একটু ইগো দেখানো হয়ে যাচ্ছে। কিন্তু পরে আমি এমন এমন চাইছিও না যে সেই সম্পর্কটা নষ্ট হোক, কিন্তু কিছু জিনিস বুঝিয়ে তাকে জাস্ট বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করি সবাই সবার জায়গায় সঠিক,
Hmm.
একটা ডিস্টেন্স মেনটেন করো, সেটা
But
কি গো?
no, that is not ego. That is not ego. That is
হুম,
protecting your boundary. You should also know the boundary, right? Where the
এক্স্যাক্টলি।
boundary lies. You should know that somebody, as a boundary making is a very healthy thing. We should all have, I told you, right? For parents to have boundaries for the kids to have boundary for the parents as well. Not interfering in each other's life too much is also not good, right? That's why it's healthy boundary. Healthy boundary is never an ego. Okay. Ego is when ego, you will understand. Inside it tries to feel, I'm telling you, please, I'm much better than you, so don't come near me. You will understand. Ego, you yourself will understand. যে ভিতরে আমি কি ইগোর থেকে বলছি নাকি আমার বাউন্ডারি ক্রিয়েট করার জন্য করছি। Okay? Got it, na?
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ।
Yeah. Yes, Afsanji, yes. Emotions are all these feelings, okay? But first point to understand and be free from emotions is that they are not you. The mind and the emotions are not you. You are an independent consciousness which has those things once in a while. Sometimes when I tell people that you can stay, even enlightened people, they have a power where they can stop the mind completely from thinking, and they use the mind, and when they stop the mind, actually that's the time they can merge into the universe. Because when the mind is working, you cannot become one with Allah or the universe. That's why people who are enlightened, they are so used to that they are so powerful, they are so enlightened. They with their decision, they said, I will stop thinking now. And they can decide to stop thinking and not even feel anything for as long as they want. And the moment they feel, okay, now it is time for me to do some work, they can do it. But can we do it? We cannot do it, right? So because we have still not attained that kind of enlightenment. Okay, to some extent I can also do it, but I have still not reached that level. But I can also keep my mind empty for a long time. Okay, so but friends, that is what we have to understand, that emotion is not me. When I take it so seriously, then कुछ भी आएगा जाएगा उसको मैं importance देती रहूंगी, और उसके साथ I will be playing this ping pong ball. प्रेम क्रोध भय, yes, yes, अफसान जी, मनोभय भावना. हाँ, भावना. That Swagata also said in Bengali, bhavna, emotions. Okay, so now, first point, you understood that don't take emotions as you. Yeah, they are, I am not my body, I am not my mind, I am not my emotions. This you need to breathe in, breathe out meditation that we do frequently. Okay, that you, whenever you are too affected by it, remind yourself, I'm not my emotions, they are just, I'm a witness to my emotions, I'm not my emotions, they are coming and going. And emotions, they themselves, they do not have any power if we let them come and go like clouds. But if we get affected to them, that's when they can gulp us. Okay, I can feel sad. It is natural to feel sad. Nobody in this world can always remain happy. Okay, we will go through up and down in life. Okay, and they will come and go. So witness it like clouds. Okay, this is what is happening. Okay, I'm feeling very sad. But if I attach a story to it, then I can connect it. Oh, I'm always like this. When I start attaching stories to that emotion, maybe suddenly I felt a little sadness, something happened, little sadness, then then I will stack stories to it. When we have personal story, मेरा story है कि मैं जीवन में कुछ नहीं कर पाई, that's a stack. I suddenly, with small emotion has popped up, and with that emotion I stacked, oh, my life is always like that. Okay, I can never, I'm so unworthy. Okay, one stack. Second stack is that, see, my health is also so bad, I'm not keeping well, oh my god. See, like, I've been so unwell since 2 3 days. It could have put me down, or it could have just, I thought it is just my body, it is now detoxing, let it detox, it will be okay in its own way if I give it some space. It became all right in its own time. But if I say, oh, why am I not well, oh, I think I will die, sometimes we scare ourselves so much. Just a little bit of unwell, my body was not well yesterday, very unwell actually yesterday. Till 3 o'clock, I was vomiting and doing all these stuffs in the morning. But if I don't even remember once I thought, maybe I have to go to the hospital. Something bad has happened to my tummy. Maybe I have got tummy cancer. You know, Emotion is such that we can keep stacking and making a mountain out of a mole. Don't stack. Don't make stories out of it. जो है वो है उतना तक. I was feeling bad because थोड़ा body में problem हो रहा है. That's it. I was not stacking and adding too many stories to it. Okay, so this is one. Second is first validation, friends. Most of the wounds, this Louis Hay says, and I totally agree with her. Most of the wounds in our lives comes from that internal wounds. I'm not talking about body wounds. Internal wounds come in our life because of expecting external validation. Okay, friends, most, if you see, we are all the time hungry for validation. आपने देखा है, कुछ कुछ मेरे साथ मेरे फ्रेंड्स कुछ बोल देते हैं तो मुझे बुरा लग जाता है, मुझे उसने ऐसे क्यों नहीं देखा है, ऐसे क्यों नहीं, मेरे पेरेंट्स कुछ बोल देते हैं तो हमें बुरा लग जाता है, क्यों लगता है? हाँ, बॉस ने कुछ बोल दिया तो बुरा लग जाता है, वी गेट हर्ट फॉर ऑल दीज थिंग्स. मोस्ट ऑफ द wounds if you see all around is because we are constantly seeking external validation. This is the greatest wound that is inflicted to us because we constantly seek external validation. The day we stop ourselves, the day we stop ourselves from seeking external validation, half of our emotional imbalances will go down. Hmm? I was just thinking, and I was also telling myself how weak it is. you know we seek for love from outside, we seek from respect from outside, we seek for all these different kind of acceptance from outside. How weak it is to it is a sign of weakness. आपको वीक बना देता है. अब जब बाहर के लोगों से एक्सपेक्ट करते हो ना, आज देंगे कल नहीं देंगे, same low. And people, I told you, no, in I think the four agreements, people who have, the friends who have done my four agreements class, I've told you that people behave according to their book of law, their belief system, their own, what is their life condition at that time, they will behave from that state. It has nothing to do with you, but we take it so personally. Hmm? Because we are always looking for validation, friends. Stop looking for validation. It makes us very weak. कोई मुझे प्यार करेगा, मैं हमेशा तो बेगिंग बाउल लेके बैठी रहूंगी कि वो मुझसे प्यार कर रहा है, वो मुझे रेस्पेक्ट दे रहा है कि नहीं, वो मुझे एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है कि नहीं. भाड़ में जाए, कोई मुझे क्या कर रहा है. Can I give that love, the respect and acceptance to myself and not or not? And that's why, this inner child, people who have done my inner child sessions in the meditation, today also we can do that. We can do that inner child session after this, so that they know that I will give it to myself. I don't need anybody to give me anything anymore. Hmm? Everything, if you see, we are just fluctuating. आपकी मम्मी कुछ बोल देती है, आपको बुरा लग जाता है, बिकॉज आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे आप मम्मी मम्मी अच्छा अच्छा कुछ बोलेगी. अरे नहीं बोलेगी. इफ हर हैबिट इज टू क्रिटिसाइज, शी विल ओनली क्रिटिसाइज. आपके बच्चे, if the kids habit is to criticize, she will only criticize. It is her behavior, it has also nothing to do with you. Also, don't take things personally. Four agreements, I taught you another thing, right? Don't take things personally. People's habit reflect, but it is up to us how we respond to them. Okay. The second thing, anybody has any question about validation, and do you agree with me or not on this external validation? Hmm? Even for bache also, friends, we get very upset. Kids get, I would also tell you, because recently I had this experience with one of the child of one of my friends here who have joined, and the child was very upset because something happened to her and she was upset. And she was upset because sometimes we feel that my how much I get, how much marks I get in class, how beautifully I dance determines my worth, my validation. It validates me. How much people appreciate validates me. And that has been, the parents have infused in the kid as well, because the parent also always, because she's also innocent, she also doesn't know, what is the right way. So for her, if her child does very good in dance, that is the best, and see, she will show everybody that my child is so good in dance. You don't even know how much harm you're doing to your child when you do all these things. A recent case, I'm telling you, recently I had to handle a small child who was going through all these things because the parent are also not very well informed, well aware how to train kids. And that's why, she also had, for her, the child doing so good in dance is such a thing that she always praises the child, tells the child how good she is. She wants to show everybody how the child is doing good in dance or in studies. And once something happens and she doesn't, that small child, that baby, she now, for her, because she has seen that her parent gives so much of, validation to dance or all these things. For her, the moment she doesn't get that validation from outside, she gets into depression, because उसके बच्चे ने सिखाया है that, see, your worth is connected to how good you are in dance or how good you are in studies. Okay, so even from childhood we should give our love to our child unconditionally. As for example, I tell Ridan that, Ridan, he brings it from school also. Sometimes even if you parents are not doing kabhi kabhi, but other peer pressure and everything, sometimes Ridan gets it, that even if we as parents we say that, Ridan, it is fine, his through the peer pressure, we can see that he feels the pressure. But we from our side, we always tell Ridan, you, even if you get the worst of marks, that should not stop us from loving you. You are lovable just the way you are, Ridan, and we love you unconditionally. Hmm? So, and again for Ridan also, for a child also, we have to teach her that, again, he or she should not connect his worth with what grades he's getting, what kind of music he's playing, what kind of kartav and circus he's doing to the world. क्या एक्स्ट्रा उसके पास है, वो दिखा के वो कितना महान बन रहा है. हम खुद अपना अपना बच्चे का हार्म कर रहे हैं by doing all these things. Okay, let the child find internal validation that he or she is worthy just the way he or she is. Okay, it's so important, friends. We are all mothers here. Okay, please make sure that we do that. Okay. So next is, friends, we will meditate. I will go into the other points later. Today, remember the point: external validation. Next time कहीं से भी आपको कुछ भी लगे, you will make sure that, oh, I'm again going for external validation. And what we are going to do today is we will do inner child. And जो भी मुझे चाहिए था अपने बच्चे से, अपने अपने बॉस से, अपने हस्बैंड से, and even from the people around, I will give it to myself. I will no longer expect it from anybody else. So today we are going to do inner child. Okay, and because we are doing inner child, because it is so much connected to giving worth and validation to yourself without waiting for anybody. Okay, does anybody has any question? Otherwise we will start.